Channel Trade Like Seb. I did post a trade review on Tesla. Today is April 12th, Tuesday. You guys know the deal. Another stock trading day of the week. I bring you guys NVDA. Like I said, I posted my Tesla trade of the day review as well. Go check that video out. Just an easy break above a key level. Took it above a key level and then took my profit on my first target zone. I explained that thoroughly in that video, so go check out that video. Let's get into NVIDIA though. NVIDIA was one of those complex trades that required lots of very much of what we call patience. We can see here we are still in live markets. It's only 10:37. The stock is coming back down and pushing back to the floor. So I want to get into the overall picture, what I saw, what I thought, and I really want to explain. This might be a little bit longer trade review, although because, like I said, this was one of those more complex trades, maybe for those experienced traders, and I really want to get the picture that I was thinking or whatever was going on in my brain and really paint that picture for the amateur trader so that person can learn. So let's get right into it. I did explain that CPI data came out this morning. I explained that in the Tesla video just very briefly. So looking at NVIDIA, pre-market, we also did the same similar movement with Tesla. Lots of stocks and pre-market this morning gapped up tremendously. So anytime stocks tend to gap up in pre-market, I don't know, for me, I'm based off of my experiences in trading, the stock always tends to maybe consolidate or trade sideways and have small moves or on the open and throughout the day. It's very tough to find a clean move when sometimes stocks gap up and you can't find clean levels. Although with NVIDIA and Tesla, with these gap ups, we still were able to find key levels and trade accordingly. Now, with these gap ups, you can find bounce key area demand zones. So I was looking around, the same thing with Tesla, how I created that box, that bounce zone. This bounce zone was 220 to 223. The 200 moving average was right below here. And we also have a bunch of buying and selling all around here, but mostly buying. So I wanted to maybe if Tesla was going to come down, take the stock into demand and then cover my position once we catch a leg up. And what I mean by that in more simplistic terms, I was waiting for NVIDIA to come down to my bounce zone. Think of it like a bouncy ball. Once you bounce it, it's going to bounce right back up. The same with the stock. Once it comes down here, it's like a trampoline. It hits it, it's going to bounce right back up from demand. So we didn't really quite do that. I was quite nervous this morning. Once we opened up very red. And when we opened up very red with major selling pressure on volume, the tape was like pretty fast and quick with sellers. Sellers were there. We start coming down to this 223 and my 220 bounce zone. And at this point, I'm thinking, do I take this bounce because the stock may not be looking as strong as I think? Or do I wait a little bit and just cancel out that trade? I took the trade. I entered about 5 contracts at 225 strike prices. Excuse me. As soon as we entered this zone, this my box, you can see that this wick, it came all the way down to about 221.36. I entered roughly about 222, 221 and finished off at 221. This next candlestick, we kind of slightly pushed up and then we rejected the VWAP, pushing all the way back down. I'm still in my position. Mind you, I'm still in my position. But with bounces, they're supposed to be quick. If sellers are there and you are trying to get into a bounce, you must cover your position or you will get burnt. So I was trying to figure out if sellers were here, for good, or was this going to be just a small period of consolidation, maybe where we're still trying to figure out maybe a bottom of the market? So I then decide to double down and buy 5 more contracts when we're touching this 200. We break the 200 VWAP and the 200 EMA, and we actually push down to 219.06. I'm still in my position. I'm in now 10 contracts at 225 strike prices. As this is happening, I'm down about $1,000 in my position. I'm still calm. I'm patient. I'm trying to figure out if this is a bottom of the market. As soon as we start seeing volume, I'm saying, okay, we might have a reversal coming in place. And on the next leg up, any type of movement up, I'm going to cover and start looking to trim my positions for a reason. So as this was happening, I only want to bring up the QQs because this trade, the Qs helped me a lot with trading tech stocks. So let's get right into this. So mind you, I'm down about $1,000. I'm at position 10 contracts. I doubled down. So this next candlestick right here, which you can see on my right side, the Qs chart, that's the 5-minute. You can see we break above the VWAP on there with also an insane amount of volume, almost testing as much as the volume of the selling pressure we had earlier. So we break above the VWAP. I know that, okay, if the Qs start to push up, NVDA will follow, and so will Tesla. So we start getting a push of volume, and the Qs start to break out with NVIDIA. NVIDIA then starts to bounce like as it should, which this initial move, I was looking maybe a little earlier. I just knew that we was probably going to bounce, and I did not want to cover my position for a loss and then have it bounce right after. Been there, done that. So I wanted to be calm and patient and clear-minded and just see what I'm seeing, trade what I see, not what I think. So I did that. As soon as I'm seeing Qs break out, I'm like, okay, Sebastian, hold your horses here. NVIDIA, your position that's now minus 1,000 is coming down minus 700, minus 600, minus 400, minus 200, minus 100. I was like, okay, we're almost pushing to this 225 level here. This candlestick, we pushed to 225.87. Now I'm in the money. I'm like, okay, we're going to keep pushing this. As this is happening, look, this candlestick is literally right here. So as this is happening, I start seeing the Qs to slow down a little bit. So I say, okay, if the Qs start slowing down, NVIDIA might slow down a little bit. I look over to NVIDIA, and NVIDIA was having that fast price action that if you trade NVIDIA, you guys know what I'm talking about. It started pushing up to the top, and I said, oh, wow, NVIDIA is pushing all the way up. It pushed to 227.25. So my now contracts that were down 1,000, or my positions that were down 1,000, now I was about $2.25 in the money because I bought 225 strike prices. I started trimming as soon as we got into 225 in the money. I was trimming little by little, still being very patient. I didn't want to take off all my risk off the table just yet because I didn't know if we were going to continue to break out and have a crazy day and break above the pre-market highs that we had, or were we just going to have a small potential leg up and then maybe a rejection and then some more consolidation. And that's what we did. Now that I'm looking after the trade, I exited perfectly. I exited up here, and look at the rest of the market coming back down with the Qs. The Qs are coming back down as well, broke this 50-day EMA, and that's that. NVIDIA was a crazy trade, lots of patience with bounce strategies. You have to be very calm. I mean, essentially, you are buying a stock in the opposite. You are looking for the opposite direction move when the stock is falling. So lots of risk there to be kept in mind, and you just have to make sure that sellers and buyers are there. Make sure who's in control, make sure volume's in there, and your levels. I killed NVIDIA. This was about a $1,200 trade, 50, 60%. I killed it. This is what the market does. It pays you when you have patience. And I had patience. I had lots of patience this morning with NVDA. I just had my intuition of feeling that we was going to bounce for a small move above my 225 and I was going to be green. And it did that. So I'm not a genie. I just trade what I see. So I definitely saw correctly. Anything I saw, it was probably right on the decisions that I was making. So this was my NVIDIA trade. I hope that maybe helped you guys, or that was pretty insightful for you guys. Although these trade reviews mainly be for my educational purposes, for myself to go back and see what I did wrong, see what I could do better. This trade, what I could do better, sheesh, maybe to avoid all this mess here, don't enter a stock that's that weak, and thinking that it's just gonna bounce into uh $5-6 or $2 move up once the stock is falling. um you know if the stock opened up very green and then the stock was coming down, that's different. But I didn't know if at the market open, if the market was just going to trade red for the day, because pre-market was green, but that doesn't mean the day at market open is going to be red. It can just be consolidating the rest of the day or be trading sideways. So that's my NVIDIA trade. Crazy trade. Thank you guys for listening. That's my trade of the day review. Peace.